Madeline Orr, PhD, the Program Director for Sustainable Sport at Loughborough University, addresses the camera. She is a white woman with blonde hair and is wearing a black shirt with an orange cardigan. She is seated in front of a purple wall.
Poor air quality has several negative impacts on human health. Everybody needs to breathe, and when you're breathing air that is polluted or is laced with various nitrous oxides, sulfurs, methane, or other toxic gases, it can have detrimental effects on the whole respiratory system, the mouth, the tongue, the throat, all the way into the lungs. And ultimately, it can impact your bloodstream as well. So there's a range of impacts that can occur when a person takes in bad air. The question is, how much air will they take in, and how fast will it reach their bloodstream? So when you compete in sports outside or participate in sports outside, you are taking in up to 20% more air than a person who is just sitting or going for a leisurely walk down the street. And when you take in that air, you're typically breathing through your mouth. Anybody who's been on a run can tell you that you're huffing and puffing a little bit and probably not using those natural filtration systems that are in your nose. As a result, you're likely to take in much more polluted content in the air than you would if you were to breathe through your nose. And so not only are you taking in more air, but you're actually kind of bypassing those filtration systems. And so you're going to get so much more toxic content into your lungs at a much faster rate. So 20 times the amount of air means, in that 1 hour of time, you could take in what another person who's just sitting and resting would take in kind of over the course of a whole day.
Madeline finishes speaking and fades off screen. She is replaced by Evan Dunphy, a two-time Olympian, Canadian world record holder, and Olympic bronze medalist in 50-kilometer race walk. Evan is a white man with long brown curly hair. He is wearing a black shirt and sits in front of a white wall with some hanging artwork. He addresses the camera.
So competing in poor air quality, like I've done on several occasions in different parts around the world, I've noticed immediately during the race just how hard it is to breathe and how sticky my lungs start to feel towards the end of the race. We're breathing at pretty high volumes of ventilation, and we're doing that for several hours. And so definitely I can always feel the effects of poor air quality towards the end, and just how laboring breathing is. And then just how long it takes me to bounce back from those races where been doing races, multi-day races in China where I'm just basically become a coughing mess for the entirety of the time that we're there, because after day one, my lungs just don't recover. And then I'm having to race again the next day and the next day, and it just all kind of accumulates. And so I felt that, and then I felt the recovery aspect of that for several weeks after, where just things don't feel quite right. I just feel like my lungs have just taken a beating that they haven't recovered from yet.
Evan finishes speaking and the screen fades to black.